2026 Jeep Wrangler pricing has been revealed, but there's a catch. Find out everything you need to know today on Dirt Road Cred Jeep News. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is very exciting. We've been waiting for this moment, and it does come about. This is almost 2 weeks on the dot that the 2026 Wrangler was revealed. We have pricing. Our friend Anthony down at Sands Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram sent me a text yesterday. It was later in the afternoon and said, hey guys, pricing is available. And the good news is the base MSRP of the Wranglers has decreased. That's not a nothing bag sauce that we were talking about. That's really good news. We were waiting to see what would happen. So let's start it right out. We have 25 Wrangler pricing and 26 Wrangler pricing, and let's talk about what the differences are. So right away, this is, I would say, is part of the catch. The Sport Wrangler four-door seems to have gone up a little bit. The MSRP for 2025 was $38,690 for a four-door Sport, and on the 26 it is $38,985. So that's what, 200 bucks? It went up on the Sport. So that's a caveat, which means if the Sport price went up, the Sport S is built under that, the Willys is built up under that, so that did go up 200 bucks. The next one, though, the Sahara, that's where you start to see a discount. So the Sahara and the Rubicon is what they're pushing more. The Sahara here is actually, let's see, $51,365 for the 25 model year. And then for the 26 is $49,880. So right around $1,400, $1,500 less for a Sahara model in the 2026 model year. The Rubicon is arguably where I would see most of the discount. The MSRP for a 2025 Rubicon was $53,450, and then for 2026 is $51,265. So about $2,200 difference there in savings. That's a pretty dang good discount. I mean, not compared to like the Bronco Raptor or anything, but significantly, the Rubicon and the Sahara is where it's shining. That's what I would argue. So the base Sport did not get a discount. In fact, it went up 200 bucks, and the Sahara and the Rubicon did go down a little bit. Now, as we go through this today, we're going to walk you through some sample builds and what they look like price-wise. We were looking at what we want to build, how the price looks like it, and I didn't look too much into that Sport. I thought it maybe would have had a little discount. It did go up. So that's a little bit of a, I don't know, 200 bucks to go up on a Sport. But to come down on the Rubicon, I guess they're starting to meet in the middle, I guess. I would personally, we'll talk about at the end what we would do. But so let's kind of start from like least to most expensive. I think you guys are going to enjoy this if you sit around and watch, because the most expensive ones, Ryan, you might even be impressed at how much we could build out a Rubicon to. So the Sport, we built out a two-door, and currently you cannot order the manual transmission. I'm sure that's pending a change. You'll probably be able to do it. But the Sport two-door, bright white, so $0, the 2.0 liter turbo, and an 8-speed automatic transmission. The only options we had to add were, for some reason, the Mopar all-weather floor mats for $170, and then this new MyFlex Care service plan. It's 225 bucks, and I have no idea what it is, but it's making you add it to it. So MSRP for a two-door Sport, $38,675. It's almost $40,000 for a two-door white base Sport 2026. That is without incentives. That's without any discounts. That's starting to get up there. Almost $40K for a two-door like this, but just in white. So staying in the two-door theme, let's go to a two-door Rubicon. So we built one of those out. Base MSRP, $44,765. Bright white paint, so no charge for the paint. 2.0 liter turbo, 8-speed automatic. Once again, adding that all-weather floor mat and the MyFlex Care service plan comes to $49,655 for a base two-door. No convenience group, no heated seats. You get the lockers, you get all the Rubicon goodies, but that's a white Rubicon two-door, is $49,655. I'd have to compare that to a 2025 model year. I want to say that's around the same price. It probably might be. I think the two-door Rubicons were like at 51-ish. It's insane for a two-door Rubicon. But next up to bat, let's look at a Sport S. We're going to go to four doors now. So a Sport S four-door. It's the customer preferred package 22S. So you start off at a base MSRP for a four-door. It's $36,990. You have the customer preferred package, which is a Sport S 22S, 2.0 liter turbo. Black clear coat is $595 on this one, but on the other ones it was no charge. So we'll get into that in a second. Mopar all-weather floor mats, and then a convenience group. Just a very basic Sport S, $49,020 for a Sport S. So there was no real discount on the four-door there. What is odd, though... No, okay, never mind. Because the base is 36,990, but I just said it was like 38 something. So I guess the base is including an automatic transmission now.
Okay.
So what I was just talking about is this base four-door says 36,990. Oh, and then you have destination, which is 1995. That's what it is. So I think if you build out a four-door base sport, you're going to have 36,990 plus the floor mats plus that. You're probably like the 41, 42 range, somewhere around that. But the Sport S, 49,020 the way we built it out. Next, we will do a Willys Extreme Recon. I think that's what a lot of people are looking at, the Willys Extreme Recon, some of those other packages. Starts off, same thing, 36,990. Add the customer preferred package. The 22 Willys, the 22W is the Willys 2.0 liter. Got black paint for $595. My Flex service plan, again, on all these. And then the Extreme 35 package is now $48.95. Let me start with some of the catch, Ryan. Do you think that would be a good time to say it? The Extreme Recon is now $400 more. So for the Sport Wrangler with a Willys and the Extreme Recon, you're actually more expensive than the 2025 model year. The Rubicons and the Saharas is where you're seeing those savings. So the Willys XR is more expensive for this year. They didn't go down, they went up.
Yeah.
So they're kind of giving you preferential treatment if you buy a higher trim, but if you go for a Sport, you go for a Willys, it's more expensive. I don't know if that was the right move. I think that's pretty tricky. So this Willys with just XR and an automatic trans, $55,520 for a Willys four-door. We do a Rubicon. Everyone's looking at Rubicons. So this one here is, we've got a standard Rubicon. It's a 24R package. So that's a 3.6 liter with the automatic trans, granite crystal paint. Convenience group is $1,295 on the Rubicon, which is $300 more than last year. But you are saving that $2,100 on the MSRP. So we're still way cheaper than last year. But they're starting to add on other things like these floor mats and the My Flex plan. They're making more on those. So they'll just add them on and then they're making really good money. A Rubicon automatic trans with a 3.6 and convenience group, $58,050 MSRP with destination. I don't know, Ryan. That's pretty crazy. And then this one was a fun one, Ryan. You'll have to put up images of all this. This was a Sport S that Anthony built. This is like the funniest thing ever. You can probably see it a little bit on camera there. Look at how many options are on there. He tried to build out a Sport S as expensive as he could. One cool option you can get the Mopar air compressor on a Sport. But the price is not cool. It's $19.95 for a Mopar air compressor. He added on a hinge gate reinforcement, the air compressor, tubular side steps, Sky One Touch, every sticker you could. The uprated wheels, the MyFlex service plan again. He added all-terrain tires for $495, convenience group, safety group, trailer tow, LED, Mopar black fuel filler door. Coming in for a Sport S, $67,575. I think I know what I'm going to be ordering.
Yeah,
At least
you're getting the Flex service plan.
At least you're getting the Flex service plan. Yeah. At least you're getting one of those. But, okay, so we had that one built out. Let's do another one here. And then this one is, so we're looking at Rubicons and we're starting to look at the X's. Ryan, this will probably be a really good one here for you to do just to show up maybe some of what all the options cost. Because he added basically every sales code. So if you guys are trying to build one out, this will be a cool one for you to see. He built out a Rubicon in the 41 paint code. Four-door Extreme Recon, not an X. What do you guys think? You're going to hear about it this, but the MSRP is $84,625. That's wild. But he added on, like, I don't even know how they would ship this Jeep to you because it's got Jeep Trail Rated Kit, Mopar Toolkit, Safety Group, Warn Winch, Steel Bumper, Extreme 35, Air Compressor, Triple Hoop, Sky One Touch, Doors Off Mirror, Front License. Like, he added every trim that he could, or every sales code. So this would be a good one if you're looking to see how much each sales code is. This will be a good one for you. But it actually outshined a Rubicon X. So he could get the Rubicon up more expensive than the Rubicon X. He did a Rubicon X in 41, one-touch roof, all the other goodies added to it, and it came to $81,590. So you could actually get a regular Rubicon more expensive than a Rubicon X. I'm trying to remember, as of last year, did we see any Rubicons past the $80,000 mark with no Hemi? I think they were getting close. We just saw a Juice Rubicon X for like $77,000, but I cannot fathom seeing one for $85,000. That is absolutely insane. So I guess with that point of view, let's kind of talk about the catch with all this. So as we're going into this, we're looking at the Rubicon, we're looking at the Sahara, getting most of the discount there on the MSRP. From what we can tell, the Sport and then even the right-hand drive Jeep, which is only for mail carriers anyways, there's a little bit of an increase in price. So as we go through this and take a look, really what the caveat was. So Ryan and I was at first really disappointed. I saw the lower price and I was like, awesome. And then I started seeing all the packages added more price to them, most of them. Not all of them though. So like the Sky One Touch didn't get an increase, and there was a couple of them that didn't see any increase. But like the Convenience Group, the Extreme Recon package, some of those other ones saw a few $100 increase. But in the grand scheme of things, if you are buying a Rubicon and a Sahara, you're getting a $2,000 discount right around there on the Rubicon, about a $1,500 on the Sahara. As long as you don't add a ton of packages that have increase and bring you back above that, you are going to get a better deal. So that's, we tried, Ryan was even like, how many could you add to get us back up to the same price? How many could we squeak into there? It depends on which ones you add, because some got increases and others didn't. But I would say if you're looking at a Rubicon or a Sahara, you're going to get a better deal than 2025. That's just, unless you add too many accessories like that fully loaded $84,000 Rubicon. And then for the Sport and for the right-hand drive, which doesn't really matter, Sport, Sport S, and Willys, it kind of seems like 25 would be a better deal. The Extreme Recon's cheaper. The base price is a little bit cheaper. So that, I would say, is the catch right there. If you're looking at a Sport S, or a Willys, 25 Wranglers are more than likely going to be a better deal with current incentives, with aged inventory, with dealerships trying to get them off the lot. On a Rubicon or a Sahara, same thing applies unless you can find one in the lot that is a lot cheaper. I think arguably the MSRP would go down quite a bit, especially if you're looking at a more base trim. If you're looking at just a Rubicon in white with no frills added to it, you're going to save about $2,100, $2,200 than last year just right off the top. That's a pretty good discount, I would say. It's not anything impressive like a $4,000 or a $5,000 discount, but that's kind of where we're at right now on pricing, what that structure looks like, and then what would be most advantageous per trim. So now I guess let's talk a little bit about our thoughts. Personally, we have a lot of feelings about this. I'm looking at my next build. We've got a lot of plans in the future here, and I would say for you guys, it always is subjective. A lot of these 25 Wranglers have been sitting around for quite a while, and you can find some absolutely screaming deals on the 2025 Wrangler. Now, we have no new colors yet. Rain is rumored to be coming soon, and then I don't even know what's happening. It's up in the air with Goldilocks. Get it? Pun intended.
Yeah.
But either way, both of those they were confirmed on that order sheet. I've seen the order spreadsheet it just says late availability on both of them, so we're not sure what's happening with those. I'd imagine they come out with some special trims with them. I would say they're going to have to do something with both of those colors, but if you're looking for a new color, it's not there. It's not there yet. Same kind of crossover from 2025 model year, and a lot of cool colors are here, but I would say that if you're waiting on those specialty ones, you might be waiting quite a bit. Now, in my opinion, what to do? I'm looking in between for my personal build, a Willys or a Rubicon, just depending on what I can get the best price for. But right now, the Willys, if I just built this one out, the Extreme Recon Willys, if I subtract the Extreme Recon, we're almost at the same price of a Willys 4-door and a 4-door Rubicon. That's never been that close. Normally, the Willys would be quite a bit of a discount, but it currently seems they're hovering right around the same price, and I would argue that for all the features you get in a Rubicon, the transfer case, the front locker, all of the other goodies, the hood, all the other stuff included with it, disconnecting sway bar, I would say I'd rather go with the Rubicon for like $500 more. I think that would be a much better bang for your buck if you're going to build it or just start it off stock. And we also do not know anything about the manual transmission. I'm not sure if it's going to come back out, if it's going to return. There's nothing else in that. And with that, you will see a decrease in price because the manual was normally a no-charge option. So personally, I think the Rubicon has become one of the best buys, I would argue. The Rubicon is very much so becoming what they're pushing. And then the sports and the base models, it seems to be, they're not as much of a discount for those. They used to be very advantageous to buy those because you're not getting as much features, but they're hovering right around the same price. So for me personally, I think a Rubicon 4-door, unless I was just getting a bare bones Sport, but even a bare bones Sport is pushing like 42.
And you're not getting
like you're getting the small cluster in the middle, you're not getting lockers, you're not getting bigger axles, you're not getting disconnecting sway bar. Like for 42, it's almost as if Jeep is like, you may as well just pay a little bit more and get a Rubicon. A lot of companies do that, and they'll be like, oh yeah, buy 4 cookies for $20 or buy 8 for 30. Like they're like, spend a little bit more and get these features, or spend less and not have it all. So maybe they're playing with that a little bit. That is a very big marketing strategy I've seen with just features or quantities of items. So I think they might be playing on that a little bit. But Yeah, Rubicon, I am happy to see the discount, but I know for a lot of folks that want a base sport, that want something without all the frills, they've kind of hurt that market a little bit, I would argue. So as we wrap this one up, guys, I want to hear down below in the comments, should we do a video that compares purchasing a 2025 Wrangler versus a 26? The most probably interesting thing about that is that it would be a true video because that is what I'm considering. Like, do I pick up a leftover 25? Do I pick up a lightly used 25? Or do I order a 26? And I think it's very subjective, but would you like to see more of a longer form content? Maybe we'll just drive down and talk to Anthony a little bit too and have us build them out side by side and have them spec for spec, because it does get to be a lot of options when we're trying to show you examples here. But I hope you guys saw at least some of the pricing, what that looked like here. And then if you have any further questions, like I said, reach out to Anthony down there at Sands, and he'll definitely hook you up and help you build one out and see if it is a good price. But yeah, I don't know. We're waiting on Purple Rain. We're waiting on Goldilocks. We're waiting on any new trims to drop. And I think it was arguably a swing and a miss. I think you had an opportunity here with the 26. Now they're starting to think of some cool stuff. The new Cherokee, the Grand Cherokee, the Wagoneer apparently is being redesigned. You know, whoopsies. But I think that they should have done something more special for the 26. And maybe they have it planned, but maybe we're just being... No, we're not. No, and there's some rumored things to be coming out that we can't really talk about here on camera because Anthony said...
Do not share.
Do not share, you know, like the triple dog elephant Wrangler that's coming out. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. But yeah, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We've got some cool stuff coming out. If you haven't seen, we got new merch up, we got hats up there, and hopefully we'll have some new colors soon for our interior floor light kits. Hint, hint. Something that people have been waiting for, 2 new colors. And we'll try and release our colors before Jeep does, because maybe that would be a perfect... I'm just going to say rain and this new color would be a good combo. So maybe when that comes out, we'll launch our new color, and you guys will be able to see what that is. Either way, though, Ryan's behind the camera. I'm here talking to you. We want you to get out there and earn yours.